Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. It's Discussing Football. Myself, Swapnil Mukherjee, and joined with Orko and our special guest, Z from Top Football HD.
Thank you so much for having me, yaar. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so today we'll be speaking about Indian football and its crazy performances in these recent days. So, Z what's your take on this recent performance?
So good, man. So good. We have been playing very well. But the memory of an average Indian football fan is of a span of one day. We only remember what happened yesterday and we forget what happened in the past one, two, three, or last tens of years. And that's not good, especially when it comes to football. At this point of time, people are crazy, going crazy about football. Okay, we are playing very good, we are doing so good. Sunil Shetty is good. Igor Stimac has done this and that. I love Igor. I love Igor. They're doing this. But believe me, I've been in those days. I've seen those people who are like abusing, who are against it, who are like, why should we watch? And it wasn't that long ago, only 1 year back.
Yeah,
1 year around the same time, everyone was like, what the hell is Igor doing? Why the hell he isn't rotating the squad? So many, plenty of criticisms, but right now, you see everything has worked out. And again, let me tell you one thing, and I promise this will happen. The day India loses another game, everybody will return back to how they used to be criticizing, and we see football as just a ladder. We'll climb
yeah,
on one step, we'll go up and up and up and up. Actually, it's not that. It's like a race on top of a hill, which is like this. So ultimately, you go up, you come down, but then you go up, you come down again. But what we have to ensure is that the graph remains like this. We go from here to
yeah,
here, even though we have a lot of problems, but ultimately we're going up there. So it's not going to be a straight climb. It's not like a ladder. It's going to be like a hill, a road on the hill. So it's just like that. And right now we are all enjoying it. So definitely, it's good times.
Uh, Zibhai, the next question is that don't you think that there is an over dependence on Sunil Shetty at this moment? Because Ishan Pandita being injured and even Siva Shakti being injured. Siva Shakti had a really good ISL season, but now our only goal scorer is Sunil Shetty. Others are not scoring that much, like what is expected from them. So will this be a problem for India in the future? Because we know that Sunil Shetty is getting old every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is an over dependence. And why shouldn't you depend on the greatest players of all time? If you've got a Sunil Shetty in your team, you will obviously be looking forward to him scoring the goals. He will be your prime goal scorer in the team, and it's not just not about Sunil Shetty. If you look at the other great players to play the football game, talk about the times of Ronaldo Nazario. So he used to be the prime player in their team. Even though had they had a great team around him, he was the guy scoring the goals. Look at Lionel Messi and how he's the prime player for all the teams that he has played at Barcelona, at even Paris Saint-Germain, at Argentina. He's the guy who's pulling all the strings. And look at Cristiano Ronaldo scoring so many goals for Real Madrid and wherever he has went, even at Al Nassr right now. So when you have a player of that caliber, you are obviously gonna depend on him.
Yeah.
Depending on Sunil
but
Shetty is not a
when it
problem.
comes to a long-term project, you see, we can't rely on Sunil in this case.
Bro, we are relying on Sunil Shetty every day. Are you saying you're
But
not relying on Sunil Shetty for the next Kuwait game? I'm relying on him. The
I'm
long
not
term
talking about the
future will
Kuwait
come.
game.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
Which game?
long-term future. A long term because I'm not focusing on single game. I'm rather focusing on the whole road ahead.
Yeah, so that's where you and I are different. I think of the Indian football as day to day achievement because I know if we plan about 5 years, whatever is going to happen, it will happen. There has to be an enactment of the plan, it will happen. But if we don't focus and plan for the next game, we're not going to go anywhere. And not just, and nothing would help by benching Shetri. I don't know
Exactly.
why people are worried about replacing Shetri. You're never ever gonna replace him. Any player who will come in his position will just be a normal player in your team. So never go out in finding greatness or replacement of greatness. You can never find a Leo Messi again. You can never find a Cristiano Ronaldo or even a Sergio Busquets. What you could do is get a guy who could play in his position and get the team play as a unit. The problem and the worry of us should not be the replacement of Sunil Shetty, but to get more goals from the team altogether. We should know how to get our wingers score more goals, how our midfielders score more goals, not worry about who's going to play instead of Chetri next game. Ishan Pandita, if he's fit, if he's fine, if he has a nice attitude, if he can convince the coach, he will play. Why Rahim plays? Because he convinces the coach. Even with that mistake, Rahim plays again. Siva Sakti would have been here but for his injuries, he's not there. We have got other young players. Why doesn't Vikram Pratap makes the team? Definitely, he's young, but in times we have got so many names who can go on and play in that position, but none of them would be able to score 90 goals that Sunil Shetty has done. What now Igor Stimac has to do? Get the collective better. Individual in football will always remain. Nobody could do what Chetri does. Nobody could do what Apuya does or Naram Mahesh does on the flanks with the pace of Changte. Chetri doesn't have the pace of Changte. So collective improvement is what I look at this point of time.
So my next question goes on like, football is only popular in few regions of India. Don't you think it will be a huge problem in the grassroots level of Indian football?
No, I don't like to begin my sentences by saying it's going to be a huge problem. The thing is, we need to know what AIFF is doing. It was a huge problem when I was young. I wanted to be a footballer. And if I had got the resources that you guys, Arco, over here is getting, and the players of the range of, let's say, 10 years, 12 years, or even 8 years are getting, I would be blessed. I would have been blessed. But me being 13, 14, 15, and 18 years of age, no academies, no resources whatsoever in the country. I'm over here sitting and talking football. AIFF is starting the grassroots culture, the blue club culture. I just made a video regarding that. We are coming up with the Vision 2047s. We have to remember only not even 1 year has passed since the new regime in the AIFF has taken
Yeah.
over. Only one, not even 1 year.
Yeah.
So since Kanlan Chaube, Shaji Prabhakaran, they all are over here, we see how far we have come in just that little span of time. Although that would be very little to observe, but people who have been following football, Indian football for a long time, they would say, okay, fine, we have come a long way. And since my time, and since now the time currently that I see over here, opportunities everywhere, clubs in Delhi, so many clubs. Even in my city in Lucknow, we have got academies, we have got training facilities. I think AFF is doing the best they can. Well, definitely we want to see them do more. And yes, this is true that there is like a prioritization of football area wise in India, maybe west, maybe east, maybe south, some regions of the north, especially Delhi. Kashmir also has got good academies and players and teams over there. So yeah, that is true. But slowly we would increase the teams, we would improve the academies, and it's like you said, it's a long process. For that, it's a long process.
Um, yeah. So, do you think that like the ISL team should be like a bit more evenly distributed? Because we see like 4 or 5 teams are from the east, and again 3 or 4 teams from the south, and the rest 2 or 3 teams are from the west. So, like if you see the densely populated regions like UP, Bihar, Haryana, and we have got very good players from these regions, but there are no ISL teams. So, if you give ISL teams, then the popularity would also increase in those regions. But there are sadly no ISL teams and like no further investment plans as well. So, do you think it will affect?
That's very true. Actually, if you put up a team in my city, अगर लखनऊ की team हो जाए यहाँ पे ISL में, तो man, I would go crazy. I would be like, भाई, I'll go watch every games. That I'm
It's a
telling you.
sense of pride.
Exactly, it's a sense of pride. Sorry. So there's a team in cricket. I think IPL में Lucknow Super Giants, if
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
So I went to see one game just for the fun of it. I had
yeah.
to go to the Ikana Stadium. I went there. Let's say if there's a team in Lucknow in the ISL, I'll go crazy. And I think a lot of people would over here want to go to watch the games of Lucknow play. For
Yeah.
example, Delhi and the other states as well. So what you're saying, bro, is very true. I believe कि densely populated areas में काफी talent है. They've got lots of players coming in. But the problem is you can't make a team in ISL. You have to purchase it. Like
Yeah.
you, you have to buy your entry in the ISL. It's not it's not possible on merits. Now, what's the way to get into ISL at this point? I would be to qualify in the I League second division, like Rajasthan United did qualify for the ISL first division. Sorry, I League first division, and now wait for the promotion and relegation system to start and happen, and then fight your way and qualify for the ISL. So that is the right way to do it, and I hope that it would happen someday soon.
So my next question is kind of related to ISL itself. Like, is ISL's like popularity affecting the I League's development? Because I see like many people are no more interested in I League. They're now rather investing their time and everything in their ISL teams.
Yeah, that is true. The thing is, ki you can't force people to do the things that they don't want to do. Plus, one more thing that I believe is I never was a huge fan of I League. मैंने नहीं देखा आई लीग बहुत पहले से. It's not like yeah, I've been watching I League. I've been a voracious supporter of Indian football since tens of years. No, I started to watch football because of European football. But now I love it. I love it. इस point of time पे I try to watch as many games as I can, but physically possible नहीं होता है that you watch I League as well, ISL as well, European football as
Yeah,
well, and you have to survive as well. So what we do is keep us informed about what's happening. But there are people who follow I League, who follow ISL. But answering your question, one has not affected the other in terms of viewership. If it could be true, it has actually helped in viewership because at least now people are talking about it. People who didn't know it. Now, let's say, for example, in terms of financial revenue system, it might have helped because the players in ISL earn 10 times more than what I League players earn. But now people are looking at them as well. Okay, fine. You know what? There's another league, and there's going to be another league below it, and then there's going to be another league below it as well. Fourth tier league of Indian football is going to be there. So I didn't know about all of that before. Now we can complain about कि I League का promotion नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, and there's also a problem of quality, technical training facilities and stuff. People will only watch a stuff which they find entertaining. You will go to a movie, या तो आप बहुत बड़े उसके fan होंगे. I'll go watch a Marvel movie because I'm a huge fan. But up till now, I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder. Why? Because I heard कि यार quality is not good. Even though I'm a huge Marvel fan, so here's the problem. It starts from us, right?
So do you think that the players are using I League as a stepping stone
Yeah, definitely.
to future?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So the last question is, when do you think India can realistically play the World Cup?
First of all, answering that question because I thought कि कुछ follow up आ रहा है उसका उस question का. You asked me that question as a stepping stone. So first of all, let me tell you, any guy in India, first of all, he just wants to play football.
Yeah.
Only football. He's like, भाई मुझे football खेलना है. Talking about my example, and people who would be watching this can relate. I just wanted to play football. I didn't even know if there's a league. I know okay, Mohun Bagan is there as a club. People talked about Mohun Bagan back then a lot. That's how it became my favorite club in India. I was like, okay, bhai, I have to play. I have to give the trials of Mohun Bagan. I have to go to Kolkata. I just wanted to play football. I didn't care about stepping stone. Will I go there or not? I didn't care about playing for Barcelona someday. Well, dreamed about it definitely, but didn't care about it enough. So if people are getting the opportunity to play even in the second division, you will ask teams who have qualified for the second division, talk to the teams, Delhi FC, Tektro, whoever have made into the second division of I League. I think they are very happy to be there. And yes, definitely they dream of going to the ISL because that's the highest that they can go. But yeah, it's a stepping stone. All these lower division teams are stepping stone to the higher leagues. And yeah, so that's my opinion. I'm sorry I didn't catch your last question.
The last question was, when do you think India can realistically play the World Cup?
What about you? What do you guys think? When can we play?
2030, if the current development progresses like this. But the one question I want to ask you is that, do you think that India should play against a bit higher ranked teams, like maybe the Middle East and Australia kind of teams? Because the playing against Lebanon and Pakistan and Nepal wouldn't take us that further because they're 170th, 180th ranked teams.
Okay, that's very true. Yeah. But do you think we were able to defeat Lebanon comfortably?
Definitely not. Even Nepal, we couldn't defeat them comfortably.
And do you think that playing against Australia would help us in some ways? How?
Maybe in like we can assess the performances that we have had till now. I'm not talking about this year. Maybe
see, when we go to play to like this teams, it's not only about the win, it's also about the experience.
Yes.
exactly.
This is
Yes.
a major thing required. Sunil Shetty scoring lots of goals today. It's all because of experience. So I think
Perfectly said. Yeah.
there are many also European teams they could play against, maybe Romania, Moldova, Albania. There are many countries.
Yeah. Very, very true. I feel
Yeah.
that we should do that actually. Higher ranked teams. You must have seen. I don't know if I remember this correctly. Moldova They were playing against Wales, was it? I don't remember actually, but Moldova, a country, a ranked 170 nation ranked team defeated 40 ranked team in FIFA. That's what happened last week. I'm not
Yeah.
actually remembering the names of the nations, but
Yeah,
this happened.
3-2 the scoreline was. I guess it was in
Yeah, yeah.
Poland or something.
Poland, sorry, yeah,
Poland,
Poland.
yeah.
Poland lost. So they
Yeah.
were 2-0 up. They were 2-0
Yeah, yeah.
up. The game was dead, and the other team came back 3-2, and I was like shocked. I was actually shocked for half an hour. I remember
Mm.
holding my phone and sitting and talking to Shamik bhai like, bhai, what happened, yaar? 170 Russian team and they're like, what, 29, 27? And
Not gonna
this is
lie, I
what they do.
felt the kind of same when North Macedonia defeated Italy. I was
Absolutely.
sitting with my dad, like we both were shocked.
Yeah. So stories like this, you often see and how you would achieve them by facing the top team. So I definitely agree with your point, Arko, that we should try for the exposure. It'll help
Yeah.
us banish our fears.
So that question of the World Cup, when do you think
Ah,
India can realistically play?
I'll stick with your answer. 2030 is much more reasonable for me. 2026, it's not gonna be possible. Let's face it here. First of all, our aim should not be to play in just a FIFA World Cup. Our aim should be to go on and win the FIFA World Cup. Why are we aiming to
Exactly.
just play? Why always we want to be the entries? Okay, appearance ले लिया, ball अच्छा कर लिया, हो हल्ला हो गया. It's like our aim should be to win it. And I know it's not gonna happen on the first try,
Exactly.
but we have to build for it. We could
Yeah.
rush, we could prepare. Maybe 26 qualifications would be possible, but practically we know you guys and we all follow Indian football. We know कि quality इस point of time पे नहीं है. We need to be patient. 20, 30 is much more reasonable because it gives us like 7 years to improve. First of all, get a good rank in Asia. Beat the top four
Yeah.
teams in Asia. If you are top four teams in Asia, man, you are qualified already. Yeah, so no big deal. Asian Cup is the biggest thing that we have to achieve.
And we're having a good
Yes.
Indian core as well, young core at this moment. Because if you see defensively, Anwar Ali and players like them are like coming up at this moment. Very good. It's for the Indian football's development.
Absolutely.
Um, so that would be it. And thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks again, Zeeshan Bhai, for joining our video.
It's a pleasure, man. Pleasure. Great to talk to you guys. Hopefully, we can do this very soon. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.